Es por ti que destino me trajo hasta aquí para bailar esta bachata, mi amor. Ven a mi lado, corazón, baila conmigo suavemente. Toda mi vida te busqué. Eres mi sueño de mujer, mi sueño de mujer. Bailar esta bachata es lo que me desata. Contigo a mi lado, lo único que quiero es bailar. Bailar esta bachata. Bailar esta bachata.
Bailar esta bachata es lo que me desata. Contigo a mi lado, lo único que quiero es bailar.
Lo único que quiero.
Bailar esta bachata.
Bailar esta bachata.
Que la calle bota fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego. Que la calle bota fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego. Y no me compare que yo tengo pa' comprar la competencia. Yo firmo el movimiento entero con su descendencia. Todos los días voy para arriba y tú te desesperas. Y cada vez que subo un piso quito la escalera. Todo el mundo me quiere, yo tengo los chavos y las mujeres me lo lamen como la paleta del chavo. Hasta los demagogos me dan palo. Tú quieres que te mate a tiro, que te mate a palo. Fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego. Al diente calienta, 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 al diente calienta.
La calle está en fuego que yo no te queme. Todos quieren ser yo, quieren mi ADN. Ya yo soy leyenda y todavía un nene. Ella no te menciona y menos si se viene. Si explotó se quedan como Pompeya. Estás escuchando a las 9 estrellas. La disco prendida, traigo en las botellas. Pidan más, que con esa no me da. Que puta felicidad, hoy a todas se le da. Ey, to callado, no damos detalles. Ey, tu baby llamó pa' que yo la guaya. Indica mi loco, dame la luz, luz. ¿Quién puñeta eres tú? Tú eres un demacá, tú eres un demacá, tú eres un demacá que Kiko.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Diamond Rivera, and you are back now with the Live Discussions with Diamond podcast. And that video there was a special 5th year anniversary of last year from the Amazing Sensual Movement. And today, people, we have two very special guests indeed. But before we get started, just letting you know that this episode will be featured on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and other streaming platforms. And tonight, people, we're taking it back all the way to New York City. And these two people in particular have made their way right now from New York all the way to Florida. But their influence and their contribution is dearly noted and beloved. And we have here representing Sensual Movement, the owners of Sensual Movement, the one and only Anna and Jairo.
Hey, Diamond. How are you? Thank you
I'm
for
good.
having me.
Absolutely. I mean, again, guys, I appreciate having you on, seeing what you guys have been able to produce for so many years in New York and now in Florida. Again, from, like I said, from one artist to another. Thank you. You guys have been responsible, in my opinion, from my observation, of bringing some of New York's most amazing bachata events, but now taking your talents to Florida and doing that there. But most of all, having you on this platform means a lot, because here we truly love to honor and appreciate the artists, the organizers, and promoters that give us the events we love.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I mean, of course, I know it's important to highlight, the events that you guys have been a part of, partnered with. Most recently, of course, I believe last year was the Latin Beach Fest that we just had. That had Daniel and Desiree and many international artists in the Dominican Republic, from the Weekenders in Florida, from your events in New York City, most notably Ruchata, your events on Saturdays and Fridays, and the list goes on. But, I think it's also very important that people understand how it all started, because I think, with them, and then right now, if I have to be correct, you guys are now currently in February going to be celebrating your 6-year anniversary. Is that correct?
Correct.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, and I think you guys of all people must know that, most events in 1 to 3 years, you kind of know where your event is headed, but it seems like you guys, again, are just growing and expanding. But, for me, I think it's important to understand, again, how it all started, the journey. So, Anna and Jairo, before we get into how you guys met, can you guys give me an understanding of how both of you got introduced into the world of bachata?
Ladies first.
Well, I actually I watched the movie that I was very inspired by. I love movies. That's my second passion, maybe even first. But it's called Dirty Dancing 2, Havana Nights.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. I saw that movie and I just got this whole idea of this whole Latin dancing, and I was very inspired. So I started looking for Latin schools, Latin dance schools. And I was still in Utah, in Salt Lake City. So you don't have many of those.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Salt Lake City. And that's more of a really traditional, Mormon type of event.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it was very, very hard. But then I finally found one school that was teaching salsa and a little bit bachata, and bachata just captured my heart. So when I moved to New York, I was all about bachata at that point. I was crazy about bachata. And then, before I tell them how Central Moment started, you want to tell them how you got into bachata? I think I got you into bachata.
Okay. If that's correct, Jairo, I want to make sure.
Well,
and I'm the Russian one. He's the Dominican.
Not into bachata per se, but definitely into the dance scene. So I'm Dominican. I grew up with bachata music, but I never danced. My family, they all danced, but I would just, be drinking at the parties. I wasn't really the type to dance, but I always wanted to learn. I was always curious about it. So then I did go to this party in Texas, and it was really fun. Everybody was dancing, and I was trying to dance, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But whatever, I was having fun anyway. Yeah. But I just saw how fun it was, and that's when I said to myself, you know what? I want to get better at this. This is something I want to get into. I didn't know there was a whole scene behind it. I just started taking some bachata classes, even some salsa classes. And then I made friends with some people at the studio, and then they kept talking about this place called Caché. That was Friday night.
Oh, yeah, Friday night at Club Caché.
Yeah, this was back in 2015. Yeah, and then I go to this Club Caché, and it was fun. It was something I've never seen anything like that. It was a social. I guess I had gone to a few socials here and there, but a studio. Nothing, from when I started taking classes, but nothing like this. And that's where I met Anna as well, and a couple other people that now are part of the people that come to our events. So that's how I kind of got into it.
Man, that's amazing, because I heard Anna say earlier, she's the Russian one, and maybe kind of helped get your foot more into the door. But it's true, Jairo, because many people in New York didn't know. And I had to learn this myself. It was around 2015. I would say maybe a little bit earlier, maybe 2012, 2013. But between 2012, 2015, 2016, that's when I saw bachata really just skyrocket in New York. Of course, we have, the Aventuras, we have your different groups that, traditional bachata is it. But I would definitely say bachata sensual was definitely a game changer. It was much more close-knit. It was much more, intimate. Yeah. So, Jairo, my question for you then, you being a New Yorker, traditional New Yorker, when you saw the traditional ways that us do it, how we do it at home or we do it amongst our friends, and then seeing that bachata sensual demonstration, what was your first opinion of it?
Honestly, I loved it.
Okay, okay.
Oh yeah, from day one. Maybe because I wasn't a dancer before, I guess I didn't feel that sort of attachment that some other Dominican people might feel
Yes.
to traditional. I mean, I love the music. My grandfather would always play it. But no, yeah, I saw Central Bachata. Honestly, I think an ex of mine first showed it to me, and I was like, "Whoa, what is this? This is like bachata, but it's like, it's like different." I wouldn't say it's better or worse. It's just different, and it resonated with me, that style. As a matter of fact, when I first started taking lessons, I would watch sometimes some videos about, I would specifically look Central Bachata to see more about it. And even after I met Anna, and we started going school to school, looking for Central Bachata. That's partly why we wanted to even start something, because it did not exist. Like, nobody was really teaching it. Some people, I guess, you had some urban.
My first instructor was Jonathan Godinez at Tel Canela, and that was the closest thing to Central, and I just fell in love with it. But that was still not exactly what we were looking for. But that was the closest thing back then.
I definitely agree, because again, shouting out Jonathan Godinez from J Squared, who's now in San Antonio. Realizing too, back in those years back, you really couldn't find a bachata sensual class. And again, seeing that both of you guys took that initiative to then ultimately create it, I mean, definitely that takes two people's will and determination to create technically a movement, creating your own lane. But also, I think too, was when I would see videos myself of bachata sensual dancers from Spain, from Italy, from all parts of Europe, and I'm like, man, if those people could come here, and we'll get into how you guys have now been able to bring those type of artists here. So, but my next question is for Anna. So you're coming to New York. I mean, give me an understanding of what was your first, or what was you said Club Caché, but what was the first social dance like for you? Going to your first event, someone's asking you, what was that experience like for you?
Well, my first event was also Club Caché. I was at Pio Canela back then, and everybody was like, "Oh, you gotta come! There's this social." I'm like, "What is a social?" I'm like, "It's a club." They're like, "Well, not exactly. Come, you'll understand." And I remember, because all my friends were Russians, it was very hard for me to find anybody. So, and people from Pio Canela, I just met them, so I wasn't really close to them. So I was kind of like, what do I do? I was trying to grab my Russian friends from Chase. I used to work at Chase back then.
Wow, okay.
I was like, can you come with me to this place? So we went, but they were not really into it. They were more into reggaeton and house music.
Yeah.
So they would always want to leave. So then I finally met friends at Pio Canela, and I started going with them, and I got really addicted. Friday night was like Alejandro says, church. It's called Caché, Bachata church. It was like, you cannot miss it. Everybody's going to be there. It's like the hottest spot to be. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, everybody was so good in my eyes, because I was brand new. All I knew was the basic, and everybody was doing all this stuff. And I was just mesmerized. One of the first dancers I met was Darwin. He also moved to Florida now, but I was like, oh my God, this guy is next level. But yeah, I was just very mesmerized by everybody. And that's when I really wanted to take more classes and learn. And that's when I started going around and looking for Central Bachata. But yeah, that's a different story how it started.
Well, I mean, and again, too, realizing that you and Heido, you guys have come together collectively and created Central Movement. Now my question for both of you is, what was the first introduction to each other? How was that like? Was it through a social dance? Was it just through mutual friends? Was it, that?
It's actually pretty funny how it happened. Yeah, I don't know if I want to tell that story, because
it's okay.
I really don't like that story, but you know what? It's fine, because now that we're married, he was actually after another girl at Club Caché.
Oh my God! Okay.
This girl used to work for Alejandro, and he wanted. Oh, you want to tell the story?
No. So what happened? No, not even. What happened was. So I went there with some friends that brought me to Cachet, and I didn't know anybody.
Yeah.
And I was with two friends from I was taking classes at Joel Salsa from
Yes, yes.
Edwin. Yeah. And yeah, so we went after class. It wasn't after class. It was that week. I think that Friday there was like a social at a studio, and then two of my friends from there they said, "Oh, let's go check out Cachet." I said, "Finally, you guys have been telling me for weeks. Let's go." So I go to Cachet, and there, I'm just dancing. I'm coming back to my friends. I go back dancing, coming back. I'm just kind of going back and forth. And then I do see this girl that I wanted to dance with. I thought she was good, and so but she was dancing with another girl. So I didn't have another guy friend. The friends that I went with were both girls. Yeah. So I went to the first random guy I saw, and I said, "Hey," I was like, "Can you approach that girl so I can dance with the other one?" Because back in the day, like in the club, hey, you go talk to that guy.
Yeah, can you talk to yeah.
And that guy happens to be my good friend Rodney.
Oh my God.
Oh, Rodney. So he goes, and I guess the girl, she's like, no, I want to dance with my friend. So then he comes back to me. He's like, oh, she just wants to dance with a friend. I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, but you should come meet my friend Anna. And I'm like, I didn't know who he was talking about. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm good. I'll just get back to my friends. And then I don't know, like 5-10 minutes later, he comes back and he's like, you should come meet my friend. I'm like,
he was persistent.
I was like, again? I was like, okay, fine. I mean,
yeah, you said it once.
That persistent. So I, I tell my friends, I'll be back. Let me go see. And then he comes and introduces me to Anna, and she's sitting there like in a couch surrounded by people, like some medieval queen or something. So I'm like, why did this guy even bring me here? I have to like go through everybody to get to her. Like fighting my way. And then I ask her to dance, and then she's like, oh no, sorry, my feet hurt.
Oh, the quintessential "my feet hurt" line.
No, but I had these new shoes. They really were hurting my feet. I actually took them off. But this guy, he's like, he wasn't buying it.
Well, because I said, look, your friend already asked me twice to come. Like at this point,
we're dancing.
At this point, I'm just gonna go back. So I pulled her. I mean, not like yank her, but
No,
not aggressive. Assertive, not aggressive.
Yeah, he pulled me, and that's.
So I was like, no. So like a light tug, and then she came in. And we had a lot of chemistry.
Yeah, we had a lot of that, and we started dancing again.
So then we danced. So we danced another song in a row, and then we just.
And then we started talking, and we both in finance, and we kind of just started talking about the stock market. How often do you meet somebody at the social from the finance? So we kind of clicked right there.
Yeah. We started talking about finance stuff, all that, and I was like, wow. So I would have never guessed, and we just had like a good chemistry going. It's so funny, and I don't know if you remember this, but when we started dancing, Anna was like, your friends are not gonna kill me, right? Are they?
Because two beautiful girls, and I'm like, I don't want to get killed. Like they were looking at me like, why should I don't know.
But they weren't.
But they were looking at me. They weren't.
Oh my God. I mean,
it's uncomfortable.
So yeah, that's kind of how we met.
That's how we met.
Hey, that's a beautiful story. The fact that both of you are collectively like, this is exactly what happened, and you still remember, that's great. And like you said, it's also interesting that you both said you work for the stock market. You work in, I believe, in banking. Am I correct?
Actually, in investments now. I used to work in banking.
But I think that's
Charles Schwab. It's an investment.
Wow, and I think it's amazing too, both of you collectively working in finance in some fashion, because then ultimately in the future creating a company, creating a collective, that again takes an understanding of finances. But tell us now really how the actual, how did Central Movement start officially? Of course, we know it's just due to the lack of resources you were given, but I mean, what was that decision like to actually say, hey, we're going to do this?
Well,
Daniel and Desiree.
That
was the inspiration.
And that's why I will forever and ever invest in that couple. They inspired the company because I went to DC also. My Peel Canela friends told me there's a workshop by Daniel and Desiree. And I was like, who are they? And then somebody's like, oh, you kind of look like her. And I was like, wait, what? Who is she? Like, Desiree, you know, she's my idol. I love her. And then when I saw the video, I was like, damn, thank you. So then I go to this DC workshop and I just like I was just, oh my God, I was blown away. It's the talent, the stage presence, I mean, everything, just everything. I was mesmerized. And when I saw that, I was like, I want to learn that style. And it was hosted by Kat Arias. I love her. Ferocity Dance Studio. I love her. She's so good. So that's when I found out who they were. So I come back to New York and I'm like, hi, we got to learn that. We got to learn that. So that's when we started looking everywhere and nobody was teaching that. So, you know me, I'm like so bold. I just want to contact Daniel Desiree on Facebook. I was like, I want to bring that here. Was the little translation from Hire and everything. We were able to get in contact with them and everything. And they gave us exclusivity in New York to franchise their choreos and everything. And then we started looking for professional instructors to teach. Yeah. We're not professional instructors. We're the finance people. So we were looking for all these trained dancers. Because we're all about quality. We want to make sure if somebody's going to teach, then I personally want to learn from them. So, and that's how the company started. We basically invested a lot of money into new instructors, into choreos, into all those videos. It definitely took a lot of investment on our part.
Money, time,
a lot of stress. Because when you're not the actual instructor, you really just have to rely on somebody else's work. And there's a lot of, the scene, there's a lot of drama. Instructors start with you, then they want to branch off and start their own thing. And it's always going to lead to drama. It's just the way it is.
I think that's most businesses, but it's very prevalent in this business. And it's part of it. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. I accept that it's part of it. And we just need to know how to always protect ourselves and protect the company.
What bothered me is that you invest. And when when you finally build them up, they're like, okay, I don't need them. Essential moment, I leave. So then they leave is the time for us to recoup our investment back. So then we bring somebody new again, and we invest. Again, when they become somebody, they leave. So the company is always starting from zero, but you have to also pay yourself back. So what we started doing, we started doing contracts. Somebody actually very smart from the scene recommended that. He's been very successful. They asked me not to mention the name, but
of course.
They have a very successful school. They're making like 6 figures. And he told me, though, you should be doing contracts. So we started doing contracts, and thank God, since we started doing that, there's been zero drama.
I mean, hey, it's I would say it's an unfortunate reality, whether it's New York, whether it's whatever dance community. When money is involved, there's always going to be some type of drama. But at the same accord, it takes those people in charge to know how to move forward. Because, again, you can invest in someone, but there's always someone new around, as we've seen. There's always someone new you can believe in and put your faith in. But again, when in terms of business, contracts are the way to go, because usually most of us can do the handshake and have that understanding with each other, but some of us can't. And you have to kind of keep that in check, which is understandable. And, seeing you guys, especially in me in New York from the beginning, and seeing that growth from the smaller socials now, you guys are having, right now I see 2 or 3 socials a week that's involving Sensual Movement in New York. When at one point, in my opinion, I could see maybe 5 years from now, maybe almost 4 to 5 days, something happening. But I know that's a lot. But for my next question for both of you is, what is it like now going from that initial starting point of, all right, we're doing this, we're invested in this, to actually feeling like, wow, we're actually becoming successful and we're actually building a brand in New York?
So that's actually the goal. So the reason even for the name Sensual Movement is because we saw it as a movement. And the movement was really at first to bring sensual bachata to New York.
Yeah.
Which I think we did.
Heido, I gotta correct you. You guys, and I'm gonna be totally honest, whether there was one or two other people involved, you guys were solely responsible, besides maybe one or two other people that I know of, that were able to really bring Central Bachata to New York. Like you said, investing in Daniel and Desiree and investing in your brand. Again, this is from a person from the outside looking in. You guys are definitely one of the pioneers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Means a lot.
Yeah.
That means a lot.
Because we had from the beginning there was a vision. And for me personally, I always saw it as something that if we can stay, whatever happens, people will come, people will go. It's not even about me and Anna. Honestly, now if you see in New York, there's a whole team that if we were to like completely step down, it will still run.
Oh yeah,
because there are committed people there, and that was always what I wanted. And you know, I'm always of the belief that as long as we keep that vision in mind, whatever happens, if we keep working towards that vision, we're gonna achieve it, and that's what happened. So we in New York, we expanded. Now we're trying to expand outside of New York. Like you said, we have events here in Orlando. We've done things in Miami, Punta Cana.
Yeah.
And we work with other organizers around the country. And we also work with a lot of European artists. So yeah, we just keep like expanding. You know, that's our goal. Just expand the brand and expand Central Bachata.
It's really why Elite Dancers were born.
Elite Dancers. Oh yes. So I created a group a few years ago called Elite Dancers. The point of it was to help us push the brand. Initially, I was going to create that group outside of Central Movement.
Yeah.
But then after speaking with a few people, they told me that better keep it within Central Movement. And because like that, it's just better, kind of promotes the company as well. Yeah. But it's the same purpose, the same spreading Central Bachata. It's just like a smaller group, kind of like a little bit of a little more exclusive group, but same purpose.
We basically pick good dancers from each state to help us spread Central Bachata in the state and get people.
I see where kind of the marketing and everything entails, because I think too what many people didn't realize, what I realized, which was really a smart way, was especially the addition of having people like DJ Selfie, who is a DJ who is also a dancer, a part of Central Movement. And for me, then seeing people like Selfie, people like Darwin, people like Leandro, then you have people like Pierre, who's in Denver. You're getting people like Taylor, Patrick, the list goes on. And you're seeing the quality of your dancers getting better, but also being able to promote Central Movement even through a DJ, even through your new students who become now your teachers. And to see that growth and progression, that shows that people believe in it. Because in my humble opinion, I would definitely say 2015, 2016 was when bachata started honestly taking over. Yeah. But in my opinion, I think it really was Central. We can debate whether it was traditional or not, but in my humble opinion, from understanding what people see and love, when they see body rolls and turns and dips and tricks the right way, people gravitate towards it. I mean, we had, you know, if you do it correctly, like Daniel and Desiree, like Dario Sara, like Lucy, Andrea, just different artists, when you see it done the right way and just clean, people gravitate. And then when you have organizations like yourself saying, hey, how about you come to a workshop with these such artists? I think that brings a different edge, and like, hey, we're actually bringing these same people that you love to see on TV or you love to see on a video from YouTube. So my question to both of you now is, what was it like going? I mean, have you guys had that experience of going to Europe and dancing? And if so, how was that feeling compared to being in the States?
Being in the States?
Meaning as like dancing in the States and dancing in Europe. Is there a different feeling?
I haven't gone to any European congresses. We've been invited to a few, but
not yet.
Not yet.
I tell you this from hearing from many people, they love social dancing out there. But when it comes to Central Bachata, like, it amazes me, especially in New York, with us being such a dancing oriented city that like Central Bachata is really like when you say there's a social, people gravitate towards that compared to years past when it was all salsa and you had bachata maybe 1 to 3 songs at the end,
like or like for a break, right? Like
yeah. And then nowadays it's cha-cha is the break song. Salsa's the break. And it's interesting because we got Arnold here saying, Hyro, where's your shirt? He's already, he's already getting on here. I see.
Oh, Arnold, yeah, that's my cousin Arnold. He's one of our videographers.
Oh yes, he is. I met him myself, and he's definitely enthusiastic. He's definitely grown since initial start in dancing. I've seen his growth over this past year, but also too that's something really special to see is that, like you said, both of you collectively created a movement, and now you have a collective or a team in New York that really is pushing it and promoting it extremely well. But now, it took your talents many years later from New York to Florida. And my question now to you, both of you, was what was that transition like? Of course, going from New York, where it's a city that never sleeps, now going to Florida and kind of finding your way there.
Honestly, it was hard because, well, I grew up in Salt Lake City, Utah, so to me, New York was never home because it was so different from that suburby home little life that I had. So New York was more like cutthroat. You kind of learn to survive.
Yeah.
So when I wanted to leave New York from the beginning, but all these friends that we had, all these relationships we developed, and this whole Sensual Movement team. Oh my God, I call them family, not even friends at this point. We've known them for so long. We're so close. It's like a family now. So it was very, very hard to leave, but I had to follow my career at the end of the day. Finance is my priority. Sensual Movement was supposed to be a hobby. We never did it for money. We never did it for money.
It was a hobby turned business.
Yeah, a hobby turned business. To be honest, I never expected it to turn like this. I never even had time for this. But if it wasn't for our New York team, for our Sensual Movement team, I don't think we would be where we are. They're definitely the reason that Sensual Movement is where it is, and I can never stop thanking them for that. They're actually our Sensual Movement at this point. It's not even us. I feel like they're the ones that holding it, and they care for this so much, and that's why I call it all of our baby now. So Florida was definitely it was good quality life. I love Florida. I love everything about it. A lot easier here. You get so much more for your money, as I was telling you earlier. Though I want to move back to New York, no, not really. But do I miss the scene? Yes. When I see our socials, I feel like I missed out because the dancers there are amazing. I see all these videos. That's why we try to go as much as we can. I never wanted to do anything in Miami. I was just focusing on my career. Now that we're in Orlando, we actually have some of our own here, Anastasia and Giovanni, who are also Sensual Movement. So we might actually, do something here. There's a lot bigger sensual scene here, and we have a lot
bigger than Miami.
Yeah, bigger than Miami. We also have a lot of supporters here. I was very surprised and happy to see that. We went to a social, and the way they treated us, like people knew who we were, and it was really nice. We didn't really expect that. We just want to support, and it's nice to see. And everybody was like, "Oh, let's do something, and that's kind of how New York was like. People like always motivated us to do something, so we started doing it. So I definitely see us growing in Orlando, and we want to also continue growing in Punta Cana because we saw a lot of people there. We got people from Europe, from Latin America, and that's what I love. Everybody coming together to this little paradise. I love Dominican Republic. It's where bachata was born, and I call it paradise. It's just my favorite country to go on vacation, and why not?
She wants to go there every single year.
I do. I've been going there
for vacation.
6 years for vacation. He's like, "Can we try something new?" I'm like, "Nope, I want to go to Dominican Republic."
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes. Why not going to the same Punta Cana?
I'm gonna have to do a Spain trip.
A Spain, or at least go to Bonao. At least go to Boca Chica maybe, but Punta Cana doesn't hurt. But
But it's so nice to combine that paradise with this bachatas congress. It was just, I don't know, it was just something else. Everybody was so happy, and it made me really happy. That's what I wanted, kind of create that little bachata paradise.
I mean,
so even though we're not in New York, we're still connected because, like she said, because of the team we have there. So
Yeah.
we feel that connection. Personally, I love New York. I also like Florida. So for me, I like them both. And the good thing about me is that I trade the stock market, so I can work from anywhere. It doesn't really matter. So for me, although I moved, because we first moved, I told Anna, I said, Anna, I can move, but it has to be Miami. That's the only thing. And then she got an offer in Miami. So I'm like, oh, okay, let's go. And then, so yeah, we moved to Miami, but now Orlando is also nice. There's a big central bachata scene here.
Yes.
So that's good. Yeah, because Miami doesn't have much of a central bachata scene.
And that's interesting because I've talked to many people in Florida, and I was surprised. I thought Miami being such a hotbed of just culture, entertainment, you would assume a person outside looking in that they must have everything, but that's actually not. It's more salsa.
Cuban salsa.
Cuban salsa. Yes, and people don't know the
traditional bachata as well. There are some promoters. There are some promoters that are pushing central, but they're not really doing it. I think like they could do it a little better. And I mean, and they're great people, but it's hard when you don't have a scene, it's just hard.
Yes, you're trying to build something with no one there and just trying to start it from the ground up.
It takes a lot of work, like kind of like we started in New York, and I'm like, we didn't have the energy for that anymore. And whoever is doing it now, I wish them the best of luck, because it does take a lot of energy, sleepless nights, investment.
Yes.
It's a lot. Yeah, if you want to have a life and focus on yourself and have this, good luck.
Hey, I mean, and again, you guys now about to celebrate the 6-year anniversary upcoming the end of February. I mean, again, that's a huge accomplishment because as we talked, seeing many businesses between 1 and 3 years, especially socials, events, not coming back. I mean, again, it's an investment. It's a big investment. It's a hit or miss. And I mean, that one event could be great, then the next one could die down, and you just always have to have.
You always have that fear when you're doing an event. Especially this year, we're competing with 2 big events, but we're surprised we're still double of last year's sales, which we were surprised because there's Atlanta Salsa and Bachata Congress event. I love those guys. They've been doing it for years. And there's Aventura Dance Cruise, one of the most party events. So, and then there's Central Moment Anniversary. So it's like, I'm surprised that we actually have people, all of our loyal people are coming, and we were scared. I'm not going to lie. Competing with 2 giant events. Gigantic events. And then here we go. We're like already 2.5 from last year in tickets. I was like, wow.
Yeah. And that goes to show that people believe in you guys. They believe in the product. And I mean, as a person like yourself, as you both work in finance, you understand when the product is good, the demand is there. And, if you have that supply, people are going to buy. So, I mean,
it took so much investment, the whole visa thing, because Daniel and Desiree, we got them approved in 2019, right before the pandemic. We brought them to New York.
Yes.
The visa in July. And then we applied for another one. Every visa, keep in mind, $8,000 to $10,000, and they got denied. Wow. And we paid $5,000 extra rush fee because the timeline, and they got denied.
Oh wow!
Oh my God, the frustration! And when people were like saying things, I'm like, would you invest $10,000 plus 15 grand, not knowing if they're gonna get approved? You don't understand. Like it's just so stressful. But then this year they finally got approved, and that all made up for it. We're so excited. They're gonna be there.
Again, I have to tell people too as well, if you haven't had the experience of organizing or investing in artists, especially ones that are from across the world, you'll never know the toll it can take. I mean, especially when it comes to visas. So, I mean, hey, I give it to you guys. You guys are definitely killing it. And currently, again, you guys are about to celebrate your 6-year anniversary. So now before we get into our last segment called The Randoms, my question to both of you really is now kind of looking back from where it all started in New York, from initially both of you just taking some classes, getting to meet one another, through that time, then making that decision to create this movement and looking now past hitting your 6-year mark. How does it feel for both of you?
Feels good.
Yeah, it's almost surreal. It's like
Unreal. Yeah, actually unreal, not real.
surreal. Yeah, like
Surreal.
yeah, because exactly because when we started, it was us and some instructors, and we had an admin person, and then we had a small team which was the original crew, which was Veronica, Aladdin, Darwin, Debbie, like
Selfie.
Darius. No,
Selfie.
Sophie came after. Sophie came second season, but Sophie's definitely was with us
Oh
from
yeah, it
our
was, yeah.
from
Jose
the
Barrio was
yeah burial, yeah. So it was, there was like a team of, maybe I wouldn't say such a small team, but it was maybe a team of 20ish people, maybe around 20.
and now we have people all over
Yeah,
US.
and I remember talking with Anna about, we had our first social at this nice little club called Subrosa.
Ah, so beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually in Meatpacking District. That's actually how we started becoming known, because we started doing like these nice venues that were
Yes.
not very common.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I always wanted. I wanted to take bachata to this other next level. I wanted to take it to this so people can go out, feel like they can dress up and go somewhere. So I was going to this Latin clubs, but I didn't see bachata. I was like, why can't we create that for bachata community? And it's hard because dancers don't drink, and
and and the clubs want to sell drinks.
Yes.
So that was a
it's
constant
even
struggle.
harder.
Yeah, but but from
But we're
those
persistent.
yeah, and from those days, to like discussing, I remember the first strategy meeting I held with the team in Anna's old apartment in New York, and how we're gonna do things, and giving everyone roles.
Even
And
now, we have calls like every other week.
no, I know, but I'm saying back then how I never would have thought that it would have. I knew we were gonna grow. I knew we were gonna expand,
Yes.
but I guess I did not necessarily see the scale, or where the company, what direction the company has taken, because it's not, we're not, it's not a social, it's not a studio, it's we do so many things, we do festivals, we have artists, we have DJs that we represent,
And also, I have to thank our partners that believed in us, that agreed to do Punta Cana with us, like Oscar from BIG, Lee from DCBX. I remember I looked at those guys, I was like, damn, this guy is like legends. I remember DCBX. And the fact that they agreed and trusted us means a lot. And I'm so thankful that I got a chance to work with them. And I'm going to continue to work with them.
Yeah.
It was like a dream come true for sure.
Okay. I mean, hey, just seeing you, Heido, again talking about, reminiscing about those initial meetings of kind of saying like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Let's grow this company, and like you see now, 6 years later, you guys being able to now celebrate this in Orlando, and also still having supporters and newcomers come to your events. I mean, definitely shows that you guys have been busting your ass, and you guys have been putting in the work, and it definitely shows. And for me as well as a videographer, I definitely have to give you guys a lot of praise and appreciation for allowing me to come to your events in New York City, whether it's Ruchata or your Friday socials and other events, and be a part of it. It definitely means a lot, because having this platform, it really is about appreciating everything that you guys do, because I don't want the works of you guys to ever go unnoticed, because again, if we didn't have people like you guys, I don't know, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know where the bachata scene would technically be in New York if other people would have that same focus and drive and time to invest, because again, it's not easy. So again, I really, really appreciate you guys and everything you've been able to contribute. And definitely your work definitely doesn't go unnoticed.
I do have to say one thing, that I feel like it's very important to take care of people. Like, I know a lot of people do it because they see some money potential, whatever, which is good. I mean, you get all this work done and stuff, you want to get paid, but at the end of the day, we do it for the people. I think it's important to provide quality and take care of your people, especially people who work for you. And I think it's very important to like get to know your people and really take care of them, because if you want them motivated, if you want people, you want to help them achieve their goals. Everybody has their own goal. I know all our instructors, they want to make it, our DJs, they want to make it, and that's what we want to do. We want to help people to get where they want to get. And I think this worked out because we're not trying to become artists or DJs. I enjoy promoting. I enjoy organizing. So I want to push for others. So I think this worked out.
Yeah, but that's actually good advice for anybody trying to get into this business. Don't make it about yourself.
Yeah.
Make it about everything else, because like, yeah, for us, you know, we do well. We're in finance. We do well. We're fine. Whether
This
central
is
movement,
not my income.
whether central movement makes money or not, would I love to make money? Of course, yeah. I'd be live. Who doesn't? But whether it does or not, it's not gonna. We're not gonna, like, you know, be in the streets. So,
but yeah, like help others.
So I understand that some people, you know, do this for a living. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you start putting other people first and before you know, like your team and your clients, then the work, it pays off, because people see that, people feel it, you know. And why do we do this? Why would somebody go, like, on a Friday or Saturday night or whatever, or Wednesday night, to go dance? Because they want to relieve stress, they want to get away from whatever work, right? And they want to come, they want to enjoy, they want to come to a place where they feel accepted, and a place where you can tell that the people organizing it put that person first, you know, that it's about them, you know. Also the people working for you, you want to make sure that they feel like they're heard, special, you know. So it takes a lot, but I think that it's something that if you really, you know, if you dedicate yourself to it, and you learn how to manage people, talk to people, communicate, it can be done, and it pays off.
Even in corporate world, client is always right. You gotta take care of your clients. I never understood when artists or organizers would fight with clients. To me, you do that in corporate world, you're fired.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. When that client has the money, you make sure you take care of that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, of
and
course,
feedback is good. You want feedback. That's how you improve any business. That's how you improve, right? We always ask for feedback. I don't know why people always get upset when somebody gives feedback. I don't know.
Yeah. Listen to feedback. Don't, you know, that's another thing. That's a big one. Never feel like you know more than everyone else. Even like us, you know, we ask our team feedback all the time. Sometimes I'm thinking about an idea and I'll put it in one of our chats, and sometimes I'll watch the team completely destroy the idea. It's okay. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be confident enough that that's okay. You're going to have great ideas. You're going to have terrible ideas.
Us, like I think I want to believe I changed as a person because of all the feedback I was constantly getting from people. I'm Russian. We're very
cold, very like.
I'm like, I had to learn. Like, I had to learn how to communicate with people. It took me years, honestly. People sometimes now are like, is this Anna talking? I'm like, yeah. Took a lot of hard work, but I'm still working. It's still work in progress, trust me. But you always have to listen and improve.
Okay, I definitely appreciate that. And I think now it helps us transition to the last segment called The Randoms, which is about 10 questions, may deal with dance, life, and everything in between. So since I have two of you, you both will answer the question. So we're going for the first question here, and it is choosing your closer. Meaning is, of course, you guys as organizers, kind of putting you in the hot seat, but not so much. Pretend right now you guys are at an event. It could be yours. I'd say this. You're going to another event, one of your favorite maybe congresses or festivals you've been to or always wanted to go to. The organizer tells you both, hey, we are so glad you guys came. We have a surprise. We want you guys to choose the closing act for our Saturday night show.
Oh, that's easy.
So who are you guys choosing?
Dino Desert.
I know. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I just want to be. I mean, the wife is always right. I always.
Not always, but
no, at least when it comes to that, you know, I can't. You know.
I definitely.
When it comes to Danny and Desert.
Hey, I respect that. All right, next.
No, but yeah, they're amazing, and there are a lot of great artists out there.
No, they are.
I would say that, you know, I have a number of artists that I really, really like.
But they're the reason the company started, so they will always have a special place in our hearts.
Okay, I love that. I love that answer. All right, our second question here is for both of you. If you could have one last meal, what would it be?
Nothing. I'm on a diet. For the anniversary. No, well, if I had to choose, I love lobster. My favorite.
Okay, and what about you, Heido?
I love food too much. Oh man, that's a tough one for me.
He will eat anything you
Does
give.
it? Yeah, no, seriously, I love food a lot.
You have to choose one.
I guess Peruvian food. I really love Peruvian food.
I like that. Are you a lomo saltado fan? Are you a
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I like that. I also like the arroz chaufa. I like pretty much all Peruvian food. Yeah, I love
Okay.
Peruvian food, yeah.
I mean, Peruvian food, I think, is what, top 5 in like cuisines right now. I mean,
In Miami, it's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, lucky you guys. Definitely keep roughing it in. All right, next question here is: give me a favorite city that you haven't been to that you would love to go to.
Man, I've been everywhere in Europe. I don't even know.
I'm sure there's.
Oh, I haven't been to Paris. That's the only city in Europe I haven't been to. Yeah, Paris for me.
Okay. What about you, Heido?
I would say maybe Barcelona.
Yeah,
Barcelona.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely was dancing.
I know many people have been. I have not been there.
it's
yet.
nice.
Okay. All right. All right. Our next question here, I call this more of a spicy question, and I think both of you guys can give me some answers on this. And it goes like this: when you guys are dancing with someone socially, what is a big pet peeve of yours when dancing with someone?
Pet peeve? What does that
Something
mean?
that-
Meaning is like a big no. Like, don't,
bothers you.
Oh, I'll tell you,
Yes.
and I hope people don't kill me. People
I feel like it
need,
might be the same one.
people need to have a gum. But can we start selling gums? Because sometimes
Ooh, okay.
they might be the best dancers, but their breath is just, oh my god. So that's one thing. Please, people, have a gum because you get dehydrated, and either continue drinking water or have a gum. Maybe I'll buy gum for everybody at my congregation.
Hey, I mean, you can have some sensual gum. I don't know.
You know, you just gave me an idea.
Oh.
Should have gone with the body roll.
That's
That's so funny.
that could be interpreted in many ways, but
What about you? What's your pet peeve?
I was gonna say it's probably the same thing. Hygiene. I would just say hygiene. I'll leave it. at that.
Hygiene? Yeah.
Hey, no, I definitely agree. Hey, nothing, especially when you're dancing sensual and all these body rolls and connection, just smell the part, look the part, feel the part. So,
Yes. Thank you, Dad.
It's not that hard.
It's not that hard. Shower.
It definitely is not. All right, next one is if you guys, and I'm going to see your answers to this. So imagine both of you guys are at an event and it's one last song and you guys are dancing to it. What is that song? Or what would be your last song if you were to dance to it with one another?
For me, it's our wedding song, Immortal by Romeo Santos. It has a special place in my heart.
Well, you know what?
It
song
should
I'm
be
gonna
yours too.
pick? Well, but I have one better.
Bachatica?
Yeah.
I love that song. Desiree and Daniel dance to it.
Yeah.
That's our song now, Bachatica.
Let's take
Okay.
this.
Yeah.
I like that then. All right, see, you got it right here. And as well, I think we got somebody else chiming in. We have Elizabeth Nass here representing Ohio. She's also in New York. She said the ugly crotch, crouching. The ugly.
I love Elizabeth.
Elizabeth, what's
That's our newest addition, and we're so blessed to have her.
Yeah,
I love this girl.
she's
Oh my
amazing.
god, we're just so happy she joined. Oh my god,
We're blessed to have her in our team.
we're blessed to have everybody on the team. They're just amazing.
I was about to be like, when you said the ugly crotch, I'm like, really? What?
Yeah, like
Is that a pet peeve? Like, what? What is an ugly crotch supposed to look like? Like,
I don't. Oh, I think it's that crouch when you kind of lean over the girl. Yeah,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
we know about that one. But also as well, we got to give big shout out to Marco representing the Florida area.
Oh,
Definitely.
hey, Marco.
what's up, man?
He's gonna
Yeah.
be DJing at our pool party at the anniversary.
Okay, big shout out to Marco. This man travels everywhere for any event. I think
I
if you
know.
tell him, I think if you told me you had an event
So
today,
well.
if you had an event today, I think he'd go. So,
Yeah.
man. So, all right, next question here is that was the pet peeve, but we just had the closing song. So this one here goes, can you describe yourself in one word?
In one.
Or maybe if you want to make it even more interesting, can you describe each other in one word?
Motivating.
Oh,
I,
I like
I
that.
would call myself that too. I like to push people to their limits and get it out of them. I want people to self discover their strength, even if they don't see it. I love that. I love motivating and bringing it out of people. I think that's
Okay.
why my dream is to direct. I would love to direct movies one day, bring it out of people.
I like that. What about you, Haida?
So describe Anna, one word.
No, yourself.
Well, you described me. So
And
I gotta
me too.
describe
Well, I
you.
guess, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Um,
Better be good.
I would say passionate because when she gets her mind on something,
Mhm.
she doesn't stop until she gets it. That's just the way she is.
Hey, I mean, I appreciate the persistence. I think it's a little bit of that New York in you still. I think it's, because I mean, hey, imagine if Central Movement can take over Utah. If it can take over Utah, maybe.
Oh,
Actually,
actually, we're starting. We're starting.
we
Utah.
have
Oh my God.
We have two representatives
Yep.
about to start classes and the social. We're gonna go.
Wow. I'm sorry if I brought that out. That literally was just like a
No,
random.
it's not a secret. It's not.
It's
a
not a
secret.
secret. We're actually starting Atlanta and Salt Lake City, Utah. No, not Atlanta.
No,
I'm sorry, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, if it's New Orleans, definitely. A lot of my family's out there. New Orleans, definitely can't wait to see
Okay.
what happens there. All right, next question is, and let's see your answers. Is bachata taking over?
Hell yeah, it's
Hell
been
yeah.
taken. That's not a question. That's a fact.
It's took over.
It took over.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
yeah.
So, and I would say is, why would you say it's taken over?
Because it's such a beautiful dance. When you see sensual bachata, like that's why I love doing it in the not so common areas, like not at the studios. I like doing it at the rooftops and where regular people can see it, because when they see it, they're like, "Oh my God, this is so beautiful!" Because people don't know about it, you know. So
When we started, a lot of times we would do it at these like venues, and people would we got a lot of people that way because they
Yeah.
would come, they would watch, they'll be like, "Whoa, what is this?" It's like it's bachata, but it's like different. Or people who didn't know what bachata was,
Yeah.
they'd be like, "This is so beautiful, whatever you guys are doing.
Mhm.
It's so elegant," and they would join. So
it's so
when people
passionate.
see it,
yeah.
some people, are not gonna like it, and that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their opinions, but most people, when they see it on some level,
Yeah.
it calls out to them.
Okay, hey, I definitely appreciate that. All right, let's now take it back to New York City. For those like you guys have lived here as well, for those who wouldn't know, can you describe New York City in one word?
In one word,
Survival.
diverse. That's what I love about New York. It's probably the most diverse
Opportunities.
place I've seen, and also full of opportunities. That's like 3 words for you, but
I think of New York. I think opportunity, and diverse,
there are opportunities everywhere, I'll say. But New York definitely has a lot. But I would say definitely diverse if I had to pick one. It's the most diverse city I've seen, at least.
I definitely agree, but I definitely think Florida as well has that diversity. But you have to go to places like maybe Miami. But hey, Orlando is it. But I think also, and I think Orlando does need a lot more better nail salons or hair salons, in my opinion.
She's
That's
been
why
going crazy.
I don't have my friends. I can't find one.
She's been going crazy, calling.
That's why I don't think I can stay here.
Calling every salon to see if they do.
I call
French.
32 salons for now. So
Jesus.
yeah.
So you're telling me is that not one Orlando salon can do a French manicure?
Not regular. They want to do gel. I don't like gel because it breaks nails. I'm all natural. I'm all natural.
I love it.
Natural eyelashes, natural nails. And they all want to do gel. And I say, I don't want to do gel. And nobody wants to do regular.
Oh, natural.
There you go. That's why I love it. All right. Let's get now to our second before last question. And it goes like this. If Anna and Jairo are not dancing, fill in the blank, they are doing blank.
working, promoting, organizing, working for me.
Okay.
Flirting for you.
Flirting with girls.
I'm pimping him out.
Okay. There you
It really
go.
does.
Hey,
When I'm
hey.
not dancing or flirting with girls, I am working too, trading. That's most of my life. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you mean when we're not at the social? You mean
Yeah, like when you're not even dancing, anything
Oh.
dancing related.
Oh, movies for me. I love my movies. That's my number one passion, movies.
Yeah.
Are you a movie guy yourself?
I am, but I'm definitely no. But Diana is definitely more into it. But we both really love movies. Yeah.
But not like me.
But no,
I
Anna-
can watch the same movie like 100 times.
So what's your movie right now, Anna? What's that movie that's like on repeat?
Oh, have you seen that movie Let's Be Cops? It's so funny.
Yes. Oh my God, with Damon Wayans' son, and yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. Or the internship, the Googleness.
Oh my God. See,
Or
hey.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Please, are you gonna tell me The Notebook next? Are you gonna tell me?
No, I don't like that
Okay.
because it's a bad end. I don't like bad ends. I only like good ends. If I watch a movie, I have to know the end before I watch it. It's the weirdest thing. But if I don't know the end, I'm not gonna watch it. I have to make sure it's a good end.
Okay. All right. Hey, Hiro, there you go. I mean, spoil it for her.
Yeah,
before you
yeah.
see it.
I never understood it, but
Hey,
it is what it is.
it is what it is. All right, now it brings us to our last question. And I love doing this, especially when you have two people on it. So this should get very interesting. So right now, I call this the last question, the island question. So it goes like this. You are both on a deserted island, and you both can have only 3 things with you. But disclaimer, there is no Wi-Fi, and the items cannot be the same items for both. So basically, it's 6 items total, but both of you get 3 choices. And what are they?
Wait, no Wi-Fi, so I cannot bring my laptop to trade. Correct?
I mean, I guess not.
But is that like food is already there?
There's no food. You're stuck there for a whole weekend. So you get 6 choices, and what you're gonna bring with you.
Could one of my choices be food?
Absolutely.
Okay, so definitely food.
Food
Okay.
for me too.
Water. I don't know if you want to include
That's
that with
part of
food.
the food.
Yeah, food and water. I would say
Okay.
we'll put those together as
For
well.
a weekend. Oh, for a weekend? Oh. No, I mean for a weekend, I guess food and water. Maybe soap.
I mean, I think.
Maybe.
Can we combine mouthwash? Because Anna does like a fresh breath, around her.
So yeah, you could do the whole hygiene stuff. So food stuff, hygiene stuff, and
Bachata.
oh, well, you said no Wi-Fi, but we could have music.
Yes, you could have a solar panel speaker, maybe.
So yes,
There you go. So Anna, I heard you say, since he took those 3 out, give me your 3, because right now you're about to be the helper. You got 3 items you can bring along. You don't want to bring the same things.
Oh, in addition to that. Okay.
Yes.
her cell phone. Oh yeah, you don't have Wi-Fi.
Oh damn, I would die without my phone.
She would. She really would.
In addition to what you have, shower,
Well, what do you mean a shower?
like an actual shower.
Oh, and that.
You're in an island.
Oh yeah, I want to go camping. I need my shower.
Probably a deserted island. Like,
No, I need.
Well, don't worry, Heido. I think you're going to be the one that makes the shower. I think you'll probably be in that process.
yeah, well, I'm already bringing the soap and
I don't know. There's nobody else besides us, right? On the
No,
island?
just you two.
Um,
But if you want to bring someone extra, that is your other choice.
yeah, our central moment team.
There you go. There you go. So I guess you guys will have the team, some soap, some water, and some food, and everything.
we'll make a whole social happen.
And so well, the DJ is part of the central moment.
Yeah, that's part of the team.
And you, Diamond, you can video
And you come. There you go.
There you go. There you go. I definitely would. I would definitely be there. That's a once in a lifetime experience, like an episode of Survivor.
You've got music. You've got soap. You got food. You have the central movement team. And what else? and the music.
In the shower. In the shower.
Oh, in the shower, yeah.
And I can be there to capture it all the craziness and everything.
All the craziness, yes.
Oh my God. But again, I really do thank you guys for doing this segment. I always do it at the end and always bring some levity to the conversation. But now it brings us to the conclusion. And honestly, between the beginning till now, over this past hour, I've been able to really, again, appreciate all of the contributions that both of you have made, understand a little bit more of how you got into this type of business, understanding what you guys really do also outside of it. And I think also that really helps tie in to why I do things like this, because I want people to appreciate everything you've been able to provide your community, but at the same time, appreciate you as human beings. Because I think too, in our world, that gets so lost in translation. Many people could care less or don't even have the time to get to know you. So for me, having you on today, just to get to know you guys a little bit better than I've known before, this is why I do it. And again, I really am thankful that I have both of your times. I know you guys are so busy doing all this work from Florida, New York, and abroad. But again, I appreciate you coming by. But before we go, I'd love to know if you guys had any last few words and also contact info and to see what Sensual Movement is up to next.
Well, first, I just want to thank you for doing this. I
Absolutely.
think you're really good at it also. You're very easy to talk to. And
Thank you.
Yeah.
This was fun. It flowed very well. And
yeah, you're meant to do this.
Yeah.
I thank you for doing that. Sometimes when I get a chance, I try to see when you bring other artists. It's really good to get to know people, like you said, behind the face.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many. I can't see who is watching, who is not, but I do want to invite everybody to our anniversary next month, February 24th through 28th. We promise it's going to be one hell of an event. We invested a lot into it, and everybody's confirmed 100%. So you're not going to see any no-shows. We try to bring every sensual bachata from USA, at least based on the budget. So we promise a good time. And then Punta Cana is also going to be happening first weekend in November. Next week, tickets are going to go live. So this year, we're going to do it a lot more organized. Now that we know how the resort operates, we're going to have a travel agent do all the bookings. So there will be no confusion. And then we're going to we're going to be announcing Miami soon in June. So and we have something for our home base, New York, in August. Daniel and Desiree and Marco and Sarah. One of our two favorite couples. So we're going to bring them to New York because we understand not everybody can travel. And we always appreciate our New York supporters and our fans in New York. So we want to take care of you guys. So, and thank you for following and supporting. You guys know our Facebook, Sensual Movement. We made it easy. We call everything Sensual Movement. Instagram, Sensual Movement. It's no longer New York. We changed it to Sensual Movement just because we have now representatives in different states. And if you guys want to join, message us. We want to continue growing. We appreciate everybody who's been reaching out to join the company. It means a lot to us, and we want to continue growing the movement, Sensual Movement.
And I want to say first of all, thank you to you, Diamond, for having us in your platform and giving us the opportunity to come out here and talk about, what we've been doing basically for the past 6 years. And I also want to thank everybody, all of our supporters, everybody who comes to our events, because they're the ones that make it happen. There would be no event if you don't have people coming or classes. So I really want to thank everyone. And we have a lot more to come. I mean, it's funny that earlier you mentioned that in 2015, 2016, you started seeing bachata taking over. I saw the same thing. Conversation we had, and I was saying that back then that I see a trend. It's like a stock market. I saw it. I saw what was happening, and to see it where it is now, it's like wow. And so we have a lot more coming. We have a few surprises. I have a few ideas that we're gonna roll out over the next.
And the reality show is gonna come out soon.
Awesome.
It's being edited. It's crazy.
That's the thing. We have a lot of stuff related to dance, but that is not specific dance, but other projects that we're doing.
Yeah,
because we're really serious about bringing this out to like the outer world, to like the
absolutely.
side of the
Outside of
dancing.
the dancing,
Yeah, we really want to
we
bring
want to
this whole thing
introduce
out.
this world to everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So
And
we have a lot of things planned. I have like, I also we have like we're always talking ideas, Anna and I, and then we present them to the team and we see how we can make it happen. So we have a lot more coming. So stay tuned. Yeah, and in the coming weeks and months, you guys are gonna see.
Elizabeth is so scared
So
for
scared.
Juliet. One of the main
Oh
characters.
shit, Elizabeth.
oh my god,
You should be scared.
you should be scared.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Hey, when
Oh my
Hollywood picks it up for you, you're gonna be happy.
Hey, I mean,
No, it's not that bad.
nah, but
So yeah.
But
No,
thank
but,
you
you know-
again so much, Diamond.
absolutely. I mean, again, just seeing everything that you guys have been able to produce over these past few years, and now seeing you guys, taking your talents to Florida, and now is still prospering. Again, it's due really to having an organic movement that people trust, people believe in, and people love. And like you said, you went from starting in New York at Glocache and just a little introduction there, and seeing how far it's gone. And I definitely I feel like this is a stock that's just constantly rising, and I don't see any crash or anytime soon. And honestly, again, I thank you guys for everything that you do, because with all the events you guys are producing and being a part of, I understand the sacrifices that come with it, but again, not many people can do it like you guys. And again, I appreciate having your time. I appreciate everyone that's been able to tune in. This has been another special episode of the Live Discussions with Diamond, episode 179. So,
Oh my
I mean, hey, this is a passion project of mine, because again, dude, I've got to be honest. This is something I'm passionate about, because lastly, long after I'm gone, I'm a new phase of my life. I have this content that people can look back on years from now and see people like you and say like, wow, in New York, in Florida, there were people that wanted to bring a new experience to their dance community. So again, here the podcast, Diamond Vera Films, and myself, we support all of your efforts. Again, everyone, you need to check out Essential Movement 6-year anniversary weekender, I believe February 24th to the 28th. I just want to make sure I'm correct there. And guys, again, it's going to be jam-packed, amazing performances, amazing times, and so much more. Definitely can't wait to see what you guys have coming up in the future. Thank you all for listening. This episode will be featured on Spotify and other podcasts available. And thank you guys for everyone that's tuned in. Have a great night. Stay safe, and we will see you soon.
Thank you.